What's up? Good morning, everyone. Rough start to the weekend so far in the crypto market. ADA's red. Pretty much everything across the space is red. But we did, in fact, do something very important for ADA. And usually when this happens, we tend to change direction and move the opposite way. The market makers actually help us do this. We're going to talk about that in this video, what is going on with price now and what we should expect heading through the weekend. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So I'm obviously still just relaxing and enjoying my time down here and trying to pay as little attention to the charts as I can. Right now, the space has gotten very loud. We talked about this a lot yesterday. People are very disappointed in price. And guys, I get it. I'm right there with you. The market should not be reacting the way that it is right now, but it is. And there's nothing we can do about it. So we're seeing now 2 straight red days in terms of ADA. We've actually fallen all the way down to this 67-cent level. And yes, this is in fact falling out of the current structure that we were in. Not necessarily where we wanted to be right now. And yes, there is a lot of big open space down below here. We are currently sitting on some bounce levels for ADA, so we'll have to wait and see as the day goes on if this is a place where ADA does decide to bounce. But what is really not great for ADA or the crypto market right now is what BTC is doing. BTC is just showing all the, I don't want to even say weakness, but all the weakness in the world right now. You know, after a couple days of being broken out, ugly day yesterday, ugly start to the day today, and it's just more retail capitulation on no news. All right. What I have to say is this, you know, we just broke our streak of 10 straight days of institutional flows, institutional inflows. So actually Fidelity yesterday was the only institutional player that was dumping BTC. They dumped $93 million worth. And yeah, we did in fact have 10 straight days of accumulation on these, if I can scroll here, 10 straight days of accumulation on the institutional side. So here's the thing. Institutions are playing this very differently than what retail are right now, and I think people need to realize that. While people are freaking out, while people are crying and complaining, institutional players just continue to add and add and add, except for Fidelity, obviously. But they're doing this again on the public side, and they are also doing this on the over-the-counter side. Those over-the-counter supplies are very quickly dwindling, and once they complete their plan, the markets are going to send. It's as simple as that. Anybody saying that the market is broken, the cycle is broken, we're not going anywhere, it's all about time. It's all about patience, right? And we have to remember that we have to sit through some very long periods of just blah and boring and crap in the market to get to the good times. You will be tested more than ever, and that's not a surprise at all. Now, what ADA did that was very important was we actually just went on a very big long sweep. And what I mean by that is we actually did clear out all this long leverage to the downside. Remember how we kept talking about 67 cents, and that's where a huge concentration of short leverage does in fact end. Well, when we look at this 3-day leverage chart in terms leverage liquidation levels in terms of ADA, look at what we just did. We wiped out all this long interest, but that's not even how thick it was. It was very present at 72 cents, but look at this big concentration here, and now poof, it's gone. That is a good sign, because what fills in on top of there? A lot of short interest. And that is exactly what we have. There's very thick levels of short interest at now around 72 cents, all the way up to about 73 cents, at 75 cents, all the way up to 77 cents, and so on and so forth. And basically, we flipped to this point where there is again a major presence of short interest on ADA right now. So yes, we went on major liquidations, $3.59 million worth of liquidations on ADA alone over the last 24 hours. Now this is where things get interesting across the crypto market, because BTC has been on this same path, liquidating a lot of these long positions as we move through the charts. You guys can see the exact same thing. So again, once market makers help move prices in the direction that they want to liquidate prices, they start to move them the opposite way. And I think people sometimes get caught up in the current narrative, and they forget that these things are in fact taking place. They forget the fact that we have some incredible buy signals across the crypto market for BTC, for other assets as well. This isn't a surprise. This isn't new news. You know, this manipulation that we're seeing in the market, it's not anything different than what we've experienced in the past. And we need to remember that, right? Nothing has really changed on a major macro scale over the past few days, all right? The only thing that's happened is some people decided to fud themselves out of their bags once again. And, you know, it's probably similar people that did the same thing down here, right before we went on some of the most explosive runs that we've seen. Now, again, I'm not saying that this is the moment where the market is going to boom. We're heading into a weekend, right? Obviously, today Saturday? Yeah, today is Saturday. And you can see we're sitting at about $75 billion in daily trading volume. This has been a very quiet week for the most part. This is kind of around the range that we've hung at around. The 23rd was the last time that we saw really low levels. That would have been Sunday of last week. So we're just waiting for things to start heating up a little bit in the market. We're waiting for, again, another buying event to try to push prices to the higher side. I mean, it's possible that this is it. And the biggest thing that we can do is just obviously take advantage of the opportunities that are here, sit back, relax, watch, and wait. And things will, in fact, get better over time. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.